make of the sudden surge of negativity around Justin Fields? What is his weakness?
Well, I've spent a lot of time around Justin and spent enough time to sit here and scratch my head when I see negativity pop up. I don't know where you're going to poke holes on him physically. He's basically a little bit better than what you'd even hope for in a quarterback in terms of his ability to create space and time, which I've shared with you, I believe is the future of the quarterback position. Creating time, creating space. He can do both of those things. There's not a throw he can't make. He's actually is a dynamic runner. There's three kind of speeds for quarterbacks in football. There's fast, there's mobile, and there's immobile. You basically just don't want to be immobile. But there's not that many fast ones, and Justin's going to be a fast one. But really the only thing that I think is the thing he really needs to focus on is the thing that I think all rookie quarterbacks have to focus on, and that is the time clock in his head in the pocket. The only real knock I see on him in his college days have been holding on the ball in the pocket. But Colin, if you have the ability to make plays like Justin Fields does, I would hold on to the ball too. I wouldn't kick it and get rid of it and throw it out of bounds as fast as as soon as I see pressure. So I just think that's just a developmental part of his game that's going to come. So I hear the criticism. I read it. I see it. I just don't understand it because I agree with you. I think that he's the second best option in the draft at the quarterback position. All he's really done is take advantage of opportunities he's been given.
Okay. It's funny. I said the other day, the NFL is pretty cruel. I mean, Belichick has one losing season, and people are like, I don't know. Andy Reid, who everybody knew was a genius, got to 5 NFC championships, got blown out. Pete Carroll fired multiple times. The league's brutal. They changed their narratives overnight. So 3 or 4 years ago, everybody liked Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy in Chicago. Then the Trubisky draft, it's not a good pick. Now they're holding on for their lives. And everybody likes John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. But where Trubisky and Mac Jones are similar is 50% of the scouting community couldn't stand Trubisky and 50% don't like Mac Jones. And if he doesn't work, that love for Shanahan and that love for John in this league can dry up real fast. That alone would have me worried if I'm the Niners because, to your point, he is unathletic in an increasingly athletic league. What am I supposed to make of Mac Jones' skill set and as a third pick over Justin Fields and maybe Trey Lance?
Well, I think what you get with Mac Jones is a lot of what Sarkisian and what he was asked to do at Alabama is similar to what he's going to be asked to do there. So, obviously, when you're evaluating quarterbacks, you're projecting, right? You're sitting here going, well, this is what it used to be like in college. What is it going to look like on our team? And I think that what you get in Mac Jones is you get a chance to see what it's going to look like. A lot of the same concepts, a lot of the same responsibilities. That doesn't mean that Trey Lance, who I'm a huge Trey Lance fan, doesn't mean that Trey Lance and Justin Fields can't also do those things. But I think that there's a comfortability that comes with knowing that Mac Jones can do those. And the fact that Kyle Shanahan had success with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was the MVP of the league. And had they not blown a 25-point lead, would be a Super Bowl champion, which would probably make him a Hall of Famer already. So the fact that they did that with Matt Ryan, Mac Jones, I think, is a more athletic Matt Ryan. I think that that's what they're seeing. And they also know that the mental fortitude of Mac Jones, we all talk about what he did last year. But what we forget about is this guy sat for like 3 or 4 years and had to maintain that confidence and maintain that belief that when he does get an opportunity, it's going to be enough. And he did not need 3 or 4 or 5 weeks to get ready. He came out firing week 1. I know he had a lot of talent, but he's still hitting dudes in the face over and over and over again, all the way down until he, got a chance to win a championship.
Hey, by the way, Tom House, who we both respect, expects Cam Newton to be better in 2021. So do I. Actually, he got COVID. He was awful for 2 or 3 weeks, and he was actually pretty good down the stretch. He really was. And can you, in your history of working with quarterbacks, I think he's been mechanically flawed for about 3 years. Can you fix mechanics? Can you?
Yeah, I definitely think you can. And I think mechanics are an evolution. We look at it like it's broken, fix it, or it's not broken, don't touch it. When the reality is you're evolving, whether it's, and I spend a lot of time working on 2 things. I work on throwing mechanics and efficiency, but I also work on movement. And so those 2 things go together, how you transition your weight And then when you do decide to throw, whether you're on platform from the pocket or off platform from outside the pocket, what are your actual mechanics and how do you do things not just efficiently, but consistently? So I think if something's broken, to be fixed, there's a lot of variables there. But can something evolve and get more efficient? And can something get more consistent? Of course. And so with Cam, you know, he really hasn't had a full offseason in a few years. He's had surgeries. He's, you know, had to switch teams. This is really his first offseason. And I know he spent a lot of time training with George Whitfield. This is his first offseason where he just gets to focus. He knows what team he's on. You know, last year he got added late. He knows what team he's on, and he can just focus on himself. He hasn't had a bunch of surgeries. So when you get a player like that who is trying to change their swing, I think that can be done. Tiger Woods is an interesting guy because Tiger has changed his swing multiple times. And I had heard this story, so if I'm off on it a little bit, I'm third party here. But I had heard that he'd only change his swing under certain circumstances. One, if he was coming off of a successful year. Two, if he could control when he was coming back. And three, if he wasn't rehabbing an injury. So if you're coming...
And different people today, because if you wanted to watch golf, you're long gone today on our show. And let's bring in Jordan Palmer. So you posted the video of Sam Darnold reacting to the trade. Just let me, you follow this league closely. I lean on you here. Does he work with Matt Rule? Does he work with their schemes? Does he work in Carolina? What will it look like, in your opinion?
Yeah, well, this was unintended consequences here with this. Yeah, this was a little surprise deal that, I mean, you got Jarrett Stidham, Josh Allen, Kyle Allen, a bunch of guys there in the background, just buddies with Sam, and happy for him to get to a good landing spot. I love this landing spot. A couple of reasons. One, Matt Rule, I got a chance. I was for Fox calling a Baylor game 2 years ago. And I did my production meeting with Matt Rule the day before at Baylor. And I remember I called my brother afterwards, and I told him, I said, I just met one of the coolest next up-and-coming coaches. This guy is so humble, so cool. He was had so much humility with how he talked about building a program. And he's this blue-collar guy. This guy's going to be a stud. I literally called Carson and told him that after my first interaction with Matt Rule. And so it's been fun to watch him, you know, get this opportunity. And that's Sam. You know Sam, yeah. Blue collar. He's not concerned with the people's opinions and what it looks like or anything. Just trying to win, just trying to get better. And so I think that is going to be a really, really good combination. They're going to really work well together. Second thing I love is that Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, as you mentioned, I've spent a lot of time with Joe Burrow. And when Joe Brady was at LSU with Joe Burrow and they had that historic year, a lot of people were making assumptions that because Joe Brady came from New Orleans, maybe he's running some cool NFL players that none of these college guys know. That's not the case. They kept what Joe Brady did with Joe Burrow his senior year is he let Joe Burrow dial things up pre-snap, get in the right protection, make the right adjustments. And then when Joe Burrow said set hut, he let him play. And Joe bought time in the pocket. He'd push the ball down the field with timing, tempo, and accuracy. And that, as you know, Colin, is exactly the type of system that Sam Darnold needs to play in. You can put all the stability on him pre-snap and then let him play. Don't try and win by giving him 72 different options post-snap. That works for some guys. It doesn't work for others. And so Sam playing with Joe Brady, playing for Matt Rule and the relationship they'll build. And then, and I haven't even talked about Christian McCaffrey, Robert Anderson, and one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL that everyone will know about now, DJ Moore. I love this move, not just for Sam Darnold. I love this move for the Carolina Panthers.
That's great. So I said this, every quarterback in the first round, it's all good now. We're done nitpicking them, except Justin Fields. And I'm like, it's all landing on him. And I don't get it because he's my second best quarterback. I'm sure you've seen tape. I don't know if you work with him.